This video is dedicated to anyone who has ever suffered from hair loss. Never give up on your hair. You can regrow your hair. Never stop believing in your hair. Why? Because long hair is your destiny and big hair is your birthright. So let's get into this video. I'm going to be using the Main Magic thickener because when you suffer from hair loss, the last thing you want is for your hair to look thin and for your hair to have so many see-through spots. You want to make sure that you begin the process of thickening your hair. I am now working on freshly washed hair with natural shampoo, and I gave it a soft stretch so that I'll be able to gently apply these natural products on it and seal and protect her hair before her protective style. I will be using a softener because when you are suffering from hair loss, the other hair that remains can tend to be a little hard, rough, and you need to learn to soften these strands to keep these strands moisturized. So use a heavy duty natural softener. This softener butter contains sow butter, which is a highly moisturizing butter. I'm going to make sure I cover all her strands with this butter. When you're dealing with someone who's suffering from hair loss, make sure you are very gentle with the hair throughout the whole process. Gentle with the wash, gentle with the detangling, and gentle with your touch because the hair is so fragile and delicate. Today I will be doing a protective style of a sew-in. A sew-in will allow me to put on extensions on the hair without adding too much tension like braids. It is also very lightweight on the hair and it allows you to cover all the balding areas, and that is a highly insecure part of having hair loss. So I'm going to make sure I base the scalp with a healing scalp ointment. This is a natural ointment containing sulfur and other properties that are going to help heal the scalp because that's what we need. We need to create a proper environment for the scalp. We need to wake up those follicles because they are asleep. They are not dead because we don't want to think negative. We want to always believe that we can get our hair back. And I'm one of those people. Even if someone tells me, no, it cannot, I always believe it can. So I will be using a net. I highly recommend using a net, especially with someone who has weak hair or is suffering from hair loss. This allows you to use the net as an anchor on the hair so the extensions won't weigh down as the person keeps the longevity of this style. The net also allows me to be able to cover up more areas. When treating someone who has been suffering from temporary hair loss using protective styles, make sure that these are tension-free techniques. You cannot add any more tension. Even though I use braiding hair to braid her hair, and I also used a net, and I'm using thread, and I'm using hair extensions, I have to be very gentle and make sure that I am not adding too much tension. There is something called tension alopecia, and we don't need this to occur with this protective style. So I'm very gentle. I'm making sure that I am not using a comb at all. I have not used a comb throughout this. I finger detangled and just used a parting stick to create the braiding pattern. I'm using 14-inch extensions. I'm only using 2 bundles. Why? Because when you are treating someone with hair loss, you just have to be careful about the amount of weight you are adding to their hair. Even though I am using tension-free techniques like the net and braiding hair, and I'm very gentle, I still have to add in the factor that I cannot use heavy extensions or too much extensions. I am making sure I am not sewing tight at all because when you're dealing with someone with temporary hair loss, you have to be so gentle. Their hair is very fragile and you have to be very careful, making sure that you are not adding to their problem. There can be many reasons why someone will be suffering suddenly from hair loss. It can be from tension alopecia. Basically, your hairstyles are too tight, too heavy, or done improperly, and you suffer suddenly from hair loss. Basically, your hair is being ripped straight out of your scalp. You can be suffering from hair loss due to diet, from stress, poor nutrition, illness, so many different factors. So you have to ask yourself these questions. Is your hair breaking? Is it coming straight from the scalp, meaning that when you look at the hair strand, is it in pieces or does it have a white tip at the top root, meaning that your hair is coming out from the root? So once you ask yourself these questions, you can start to determine if it is shedding or if it's just pure hair loss. Also, you would have to take a look at your scalp to see how bad the hair loss is. If your scalp appears shiny in that balding area, it might mean that your follicles are really asleep. Some experts would even say that your follicles are dead and that you're suffering from permanent hair loss. I don't believe in that. I believe that you can come from anything. I believe your body can heal itself. You just need to provide the right environment for it. If your scalp is not shiny and it doesn't appear shiny, then that just means it's temporary hair loss and that it can be fixed with easy steps. Some of the steps you need to use, you need to hydrate your hair. You need to hydrate your scalp and provide as much water as possible to your hair. That's what your hair eats. That's what your scalp will appreciate. Make sure you are switching to natural products. Some of these products on the market contain alcohols, acetones, and other chemicals that can just be too strong for your hair, and it can literally be breaking your hair and stunting your hair growth. So make the switch to natural oils, butters, shampoos. Nature has everything you need to have your hair flourish. The next, please examine the hairstyles you are doing. These protective styles nowadays may not be protecting. Sometimes you may think, okay, I'll wear a lace wig, but who knows if the lace is actually lace. It can be polyester and it can be creating friction on your hairline, and you can have hair loss due to that. You can have hair loss due to tight braids. You can have hair loss due to chemical treatments or hair coloring. There's so many things you have to take into account. If you need help with this, you can be like my client here. She reached out to me. We had a consultation. She purchased the products and then she made a trip to come see me so I can help put a protective style in her hair that would last months. So I am open to taking in virtual consultations to help you get your hair back. Just email me and hit me in the comments. Matter of fact, make sure you're subscribed. On this channel, I will be showing you how to get your hair back, how to grow long hair, how to get your hair thicker. I will be sharing all the information I know because you deserve to have the hair of your dreams. Make sure you're subscribed and share this video with someone you know.